Leicester march on. Arsenal's indifferent season continues. How impressed were you by the Foxes?
Very, continue to be, as I have been all season long. Frustrating first half for Leicester City, and you just wondered whether Arsenal could cause a little bit of an upset here. Listen, Arsenal still have an incredibly talented dressing room that Unai Emery can call on, but I still feel that that's a team that they aren't quite sure what they do, and certainly don't defend well on today's evidence. On the other side of the coin, Brendan Rodgers and this Leicester City team continue to impress. Their football has been simply scintillating. Going forward, they're almost as good as anybody in the Premier League, and certainly by far and away more than a match for Arsenal.
Get to them in a minute. Arsenal. Gary Lineker put a tweet out. He feels this team, the way they're playing right now, is better than the team that won the championship. Do you agree with him?
I can see why people have that sentiment. Yes, the football that they're playing is simply outstanding. You can also say that the team that won the league is probably the league that year was probably as bad or as under par, maybe as we've seen it. But listen, you take that for what it is. Is it any kind of consolation to me that the team that's playing the best football in the league finishes third or fourth, whatever it may be, come the end of the season? You don't take that over your second best team winning the league. You know, so I'm neither here nor there, and I don't think that does either this team or the title winning team any kind of favours.
Realistically, where can they finish?
I think they finish top four. I still think that Liverpool and Manchester City are the two best teams in the league. And then it's down to them and Chelsea as to who finishes third and fourth. I don't see anybody else mounting a reasonable challenge. Certainly nobody else's football is anywhere near as good as those two. Now, keep in mind, we are still in November.
Yeah.
There is still a lot of football to be played. The Christmas period is going to be all telling, as it always is. But as we sit right now, what we've seen from these teams, certainly as far as their potential, they are without question in the top four in the league.
Let's get to this lot.
Yeah.
81 minutes on the clock. Sacked in the morning is the cry from the Leicester fans to Unai Emery.
Yeah.
Should he stay or should he go?
I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, if I were Arsenal and in charge of their board right now, I'd let Unai Emery go, because I don't see where the improvement is going to come from. On the one hand, I still think that Unai Emery's biggest issues aren't necessarily his making. Granit Xhaka and his indiscipline and what we've seen over the last week, I think has just highlighted exactly that. Mesut Ozil, as much as he's been involved over recent weeks, his wage packet, I still think is an anchor around Arsenal's leg in terms of bringing in top talent into the club. Anybody coming in will want that kind of money. But at the same time, you've got players like Aubameyang and Lacazette, and Nicolas Pepe was your signing. And you didn't address what I thought was their biggest issue.
Everyone thought that, Shaka. Everyone thought that.
And on show again today, the opening goal, you're away from home against one of the best teams in the league, in Leicester City. What is Guendouzi doing? Why? How you allow somebody just to drift off of your back? These are things that I think you have talented players, and it's the manager to give them that structure. Make sure they remain disciplined. Make sure they don't switch off. If you don't send that message, if that's not the culture that you nurture within the dressing room, then that's on you, and that's on Unai Emery. The other reason I say it's a good time to let him go, I've been making this point again over the last couple of weeks, and you've seen some of it kind of take shape, is I think Allegri is out there, and I think Allegri is a good fit. And the issue right now is the only big club you think need a manager or certainly actively looking or should actively be looking is Arsenal Football Club. If you leave it to the end of the season and all of a sudden you have Bayern Munich, they just sacked their manager, so they're in the market. We're not quite sure where that's going to go. But for argument's sake, let's say come May, Bayern are looking for a new boss. Barcelona decide that they tired of Valverde themselves, and Zidane and Real Madrid decide they're through with Zidane. Now all of a sudden, Allegri's out to play for you. If he is one of the real options,
would he take it though? Would he want it? Arsenal. Is he not aiming for right up here? Champions League.
I don't know what his thinking is. But right now, he's out of a job. Arsenal are a big football club that can afford a manager like Allegri. Go out, find out what he wants, find out what he's looking for, and convince him that you're the club that can give that to him. Because, again, if you're in a room with Barcelona and Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, for argument's sake, I don't think Allegri is listening to you.
Some Arsenal fans are saying, go and get Brendan Rodgers. Step up or step down from Leicester?
Brendan Rodgers continues to do wonders. Listen, Arsenal are a bigger club than Leicester City. But right now, Brendan Rodgers and Leicester City are a great fit. He's getting the support that he needs. I don't think he wants for anything. By all accounts, he looks happy and enjoying managing Leicester City Football Club. If I'm Brendan Rodgers, and I'm advising Brendan Rodgers right now, or I'm advising him in May, I'm saying you stay right there. If that is the binary choice.
I'm just going to throw a bit of dynamite in right at the end. If you're advising Arsene Wenger, what are you saying?
If I'm advising, I know. I've cut the cord on that and I've moved on.
What about Wenger? If you weren't advising him, if you were him?
If I was Wenger and thinking about going back to Arsenal, nah. I've moved on. Let's move on.
So it's a no from you? Okay. Just saying. I was hoping for a better response.
It's a no.
Okay,
it's a clear no.
Okay. Who else then?
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.